Hi guys, welcome back to I'll Read What She's Reading. I'm Kennedy.
I'm Mikayla.
And I'm Reggie.
And today we are going to be sharing with you guys our 4-star reads. Not our 5 stars, but our 4-star reads.
Ones that were maybe almost 5 stars.
Yeah, and we'll also talk about why they weren't maybe 5 stars, but we'll be doing a whole 5-star review. We'll be doing a whole 5-star episode at the end of the year with all of our 5-star reads this year.
Yeah. We just wanted to give you some book recommendations that we still think are good books, but weren't quite at like the best of the best, but still were like entertaining, good reads.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
And also, we have a very exciting announcement for you guys at the end of the episode, so make sure you stay tuned to the end.
Yay. I'm excited.
All right, who is going to kick off with the first 4-star read?
I don't know. Reggie, let's start off with you.
All right. Sorry if that was really loud as hell. Really loud. All right. My first one was the first, I think I rated the first and last book of this series 4 stars, and then the ones in between were 3. Kennedy's read this, the Mind F series. I don't really know if we've talked about this series on the podcast before.
I've mentioned it like once.
Okay, so Mind F beep series. The covers are very they're really something.
They're like Fabio-esque.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when you were like in middle school and you would get on PicMonkey and edit. Mikayla's like, what are you talking about?
I have no idea.
She's too young.
It's like
and
Canva
you'd
for
edit,
old people.
Okay. You know, make things black and white with like one color.
Love it.
Just like picture that. So I remember seeing the cover of these and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna read this, but I really liked the series. It was just a little too disturbing for me, so I couldn't give it 5 stars. So the first book, they're really short actually. I think the longest one is maybe 200 pages.
Yeah, they're way short.
So they're way short. So if you need like a quick read and you're really into true crime,
maybe look up the trigger warnings.
Yeah, look
for
up
the
trigger
series.
warnings. It's basically about a serial killer who falls in love with an FBI agent.
And chaos ensues.
Yeah, it is wild. So the plot, I really enjoyed the plot, but like I could not stomach some of the scenes in these books. And so therefore it started off really strong. I really liked the first one and it ended really strong. There were just too many disturbing elements. I was like, I can't give it a 5-star.
Yeah.
I also kind of felt like the last book was giving Riverdale vibes.
Okay.
If you watched Riverdale,
yeah.
It was just almost like a little too much, but I really like how they tied everything up. So if you're looking for some quick read in a series that's a little bit disturbing but like really fascinating plot, the Mind F series by St. Abby.
Mikayla was just trying to add it on her Libby app.
Well, no, I was trying to figure out if you could even, but you guys already explained everything to me. Do you remember that? But I asked you guys too.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know if I'd read that.
I don't think I'd read it. It sounds very entertaining.
I also think it's on Kindle Unlimited for free.
Yeah, that's what I read it on.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. We love a free book from Kindle Unlimited.
Kindle Unlimited.
And then there's 5. Is there 5 books? 4?
Yeah, but if you buy a physical copy, I know that you can buy them all together, so it's one thick book.
Yeah.
But
There
good
you
4-star
have
read.
it.
Perfect.
A spicy, disturbing read.
Spicy. I mean, from the covers.
I don't actually feel like they were as spicy as the covers make them out to be.
No.
Yeah.
It was just more
I was expecting
disturbing.
more. Yeah.
Disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
All right, you're up, Mikayla.
I'm up next. Okay. This is my most latest 4-star read. The Inmate by Frida McFadden.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this was the first book in a little bit thriller-wise that I was like, what? You're kidding. What? So that's why it was it wasn't the best writing. There were some parts I was like, what is the meaning of this? But it makes sense in the end. Anyways, it was a good little short read. It wasn't very long. And it was definitely one of my not my favorite Frida McFadden, but one of the better ones in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
So
The ending had me. I was reading it in bed one night and I was trying to finish it, and I literally like sat up in bed and gasped. I was like,
I literally was so shook. Like I got full blown goosebumps. And I was, yeah. So you should take a. I know a lot of the people that are friends with me on Goodreads have actually like read it, and so it was fun reading everyone's like reviews and stuff. So, okay, that's all.
We love Frida.
mm-hmm.
Okay, my 4-star Okay, my 4-star book is actually a 4.5-star book, and I'm gonna tell you guys why I couldn't rate it 5 stars. And I remember Marco Poloing these guys about this book while I was reading it, being like, "I love this book. It's gonna be 5-star read." It's Magnolia Parks, the first Magnolia Parks book. And for those of you who don't know, it follows BJ Ballantyne and Magnolia Parks. It's a dual perspective book, and they live in high society London, and it's Gossip Girl. It's Gossip Girl vibes. It's extremely toxic. The relationships are toxic.
Love it.
But they have this big group of friends, and it's just Gossip Girl, but in high society London. And I was obsessed with the book. I couldn't put it down. I loved the characters so much. I was really invested, but it just got repetitive. Like, it got repetitive towards the end of the book, and I couldn't rate it 5 stars, which made me really sad. But I'm really excited to keep reading the books because there's actually supposed to be, I think, 6, but there's only 4 out. Yes, I'm really sad. I didn't know it was not finished, but
I
really liked it.
No idea it wasn't finished either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't read it, so
Yeah, me either. I'm excited to read it though.
It was really good.
Really interesting.
I mean, I love Gossip Girl, so
Who doesn't?
Just be prepared to like. They're very toxic. And all the tropes that I hate are in this book, but somehow, some way, it worked for me.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued.
I know
Yeah.
all of the tropes you don't like, so I can imagine
They're all in it.
They're all in it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm excited to read that. All right.
All right, this one's a Coho book. I loved this book so much, but I just was needing more. And this one was Reminders of Him. Have you read that one, Mikayla?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was about. Though.
This one's about a girl who just gets out of prison,
Mm-hmm.
and she has a daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and she wants to see her daughter, basically.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
okay.
the daughter is adopted by the dad's parents.
Yes. And so
Yes, I remember. It's all coming back.
Yes.
Okay.
I love this book. I think Kennedy and I were reading it around the same time. And I was like, I cried so much during this book. I was sobbing. It got me in the feels. I seriously enjoyed it so much. But then when it ended, I had so many questions. Because this is the thing with Colleen Hoover, and we've talked about this a lot on the podcast, but her plots, like the plot of all of her books, are very good. Like, she writes a very good romance plot. However, sometimes I just feel like it's lacking. Like, I would love more from her. Every time I finish a book, I'm like, I just wish I had a little bit more. Like, a little better writing or more depth to the characters. And this one was one that I really felt that because, for example, the love interest in this book, we knew nothing about him.
True.
Literally nothing except that he was like, what, an ex-NFL football player? I think that's all we really know about him.
And he was friends with the girl's baby daddy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I promise we're not giving any spoilers, but it's like, that was literally, like, this book could have been so much better if we got to know more about this love interest. And it was a very, very, very good book. And I remember it ending, and I loved it so much, but I just feel like it had a lot more potential to be even better. And so therefore I couldn't give it 5 stars,
Yeah.
but
I think
it's probably one of my favorite Colleen Hoover books. I just forget about it a lot.
I think it would hit hard for a lot of moms.
Oh yeah.
It hit hard
Yeah.
for me, and I'm not a mom, but I
Yeah.
could see being a mom and reading that book and just being, really just crushed and go through all the emotions. It's almost like we need someone who takes Colleen Hoover's plot and Emily Henry's characters,
Yes.
mesh them together, and we have that author.
Yeah.
I just got like a rush of like visions of like the entire book.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's been a long time since I've read it,
Mm-hmm.
and I rated it 4 stars as well. You can edit this out, but the truck scene.
Truck scene. Okay, yes. Yes. Yeah.
That just
yeah.
came all back to me. And I was like,
yeah.
okay, that's all. It was my turn, huh?
Yes.
Mhm. Okay. I will, my next book, that was 4 stars. This is my second book written by her. Emily Henry, People We Meet on Vacation. I know, Kennedy, you said you did not like it.
I think I rated it 4 stars.
Oh.
It's just my least favorite.
Your
Emily
least
Henry
favorite
book. Yeah.
Emily Henry book. I just don't remember why I didn't rate it. I rated it 4 stars, maybe because, oh, I remember now. They had like, it has like the miscommunication trope a little bit, and you know, anytime that happens, a star automatically goes down for me. But I really liked it. I love books that have good banter.
Mm-hmm.
Tension. That's my favorite. I'm a tension girly.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought it was really good. I actually think I liked People We Meet on Vacation better than Happy Place.
Interesting.
Okay. So
I still need to read it. I keep meaning to start it, and then I never do. So
yeah.
I also think I might have rated it higher, but I had just finished Tower of Dawn, and then I
Oh.
read People We Met on Vacation.
Okay.
And I feel like usually when you read a romance novel right after a complex fantasy novel,
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't give it a fair shot because it's you
So
can't.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
hard
so
to compare.
simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like I also really liked it because it reminded me a lot of me and my husband's relationship, or my husband and I, to be grammatically correct. So I think that's why I liked it so much, is just because I could relate to it a little bit more.
Mhm.
So I think it was a fun read. So
Okay, my next 4-star read is The Unhoneymooners. And I think, Mikayla, have you read it?
yeah.
Reggie, you haven't read it yet, have
Not
you?
yet.
Okay.
No.
Along the same lines as Mikayla, I love banter. And I feel like the banter in this book was so good. I was giggling, kicking my feet, screaming. I just really, really loved the relationship in this book.
Mm-hmm.
And it was everything I needed at the time. Just a fun, lighthearted rom-com novel. And a lot of the times I feel like I don't laugh in rom-coms. They're supposed to be funny, and I
Yeah.
don't think they're funny. But I loved this book. The only reason I didn't rate it 5 stars was I hated the last 20%. Like, when that one plot line comes in.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Mhm.
about?
Mhm.
Hated it. I just felt like it was not needed. And I couldn't rate it 5 stars because of that. But otherwise, it's a good rom-com, funny.
I think I
Banter.
literally laughed out loud reading this book.
I remember driving in my car. And also, you guys, this was an audiobook. And
Oh, yeah?
I don't rate audiobooks usually higher
High?
than 3 stars. And yeah, it was
I
so
have
funny.
the physical book, but I keep getting notified on the Libby app that I can listen to it. And I'm like, I want to listen to it, but when I have the physical book, I feel like I should physically read it.
I think it's fine because
So-
the Libby app, you're getting it for free.
Mm-hmm. You can
True.
always hybrid read too. Sometimes if
I
I have
do
it
do
on the
that.
Libby, I'll go back
I should
and
probably
forth.
do that. That might be my next.
Plus, it's just
Audiobook,
I
actually.
think it's a cute cover. It's a cute book to have.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
so
cute.
cute.
I should honestly buy it.
Same. That was perfect. I love that book.
All right, Reggie.
All right. My next one is a book that just got released.
Oh, I know what you're
literally
gonna say.
last week.
Yeah.
Oh.
And this book is In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yardos, which I think we mentioned in a previous episode something about it briefly. We were very grateful for our very first ARC copy by an author to be from Rebecca Yarros, the queen.
Literally?
So we were so excited about that. We've all been like sharing the book and reading it. I really enjoyed this book because one, the male main character, I was weak in the knees the whole time I was reading this book.
It's the baby
I love-
blue eyes.
Oh, I love him. Incredible. I love the tropes in the book. I think the reason I knew when I was reading it, it wasn't going to be a 5-star for me, but I think the reason it wasn't 5-star for me, it felt a little, I don't know if I love the military romance.
It kind
I've
of
never
lost
read one
me
before.
at times when they were talking about war.
Yeah, and it seemed a little far-fetched in some
Okay,
instances. I was like, wait, you're telling me this is happening right now? Really? But it's hard for me to kind of suspend reality when it's a romance, just a regular romance novel. But the tropes, I love the dual point of view. It was so great. Chef's kiss.
Loved it.
I think it was just part of the plot with the being in Afghanistan that just kind of threw me for a loop, and I had a hard time following. But
I had the same problem, and that's why I rated it 4 stars too.
so that's my first just like contemporary romance that I've read of Rebecca Yarros's. So
Same.
I need to read more after
I'll read
reading
anything
that
she
one.
writes, so
Love her.
Yeah, it's my turn. I finally got the book to read it, so I'm last. I haven't read it yet, but I'm excited.
you'll like it.
Oh, it's my turn. I wasn't prepared. My bad. Okay. Kennedy's excited about this. Okay. A 4-star book that was literally 4.75. I could not give it 5 stars because I was so angry at the end. Okay, here's my issue. I feel like a lot of authors, especially fantasy authors, sometimes like to wrap things up super quickly at the end, and I want more.
Mm-hmm.
Like the book was over and I was like, what? There's not another book.
What book is it?
Oh, I haven't said, huh?
No.
I'm dumb. I'm just gonna keep you guys guessing. It's Supernova by Marissa Meyer. I am so sorry.
You got the people on their toes.
They're like, what is it, Mikayla? I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, sorry. Supernova by Marissa Meyer. It's the last book in a trilogy, the Renegade series.
Mm-hmm.
It was so close to 5 stars, but I was just so angry. This big thing happens, and then it's just like no more. We get nothing after it, and I was like, I wanted more.
Yeah, you're like, what the freak?
I wanted to see what life was like after, and I just didn't get it. And so I was a little sad. And there's also something that happens at the very, very end. And I don't know if she's planning on writing like another series or like, I don't know. I was just so distraught that there was nothing given to us besides this huge bomb that was dropped.
Mm-hmm. I remember telling you that when you were reading it, and you were like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I literally didn't even realize that at first, but looking back, I was like, I feel so dumb.
Oh, I didn't know.
Reading it, and then I just thought it was like, and then you told me, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Insane.
So it was almost a 5-star, but I just couldn't give it a 5-star. So yeah.
Fans of Marvel need to read that.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's really good.
It's so good.
I was explaining to my husband all of like their superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like so fun.
Mm-hmm.
So fun. So
I love it. Okay, my next 4-star read is Archer's Voice. And I don't think these two have read this book, right?
no, I haven't.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Honestly, I feel like I rate a lot of romance novels 4 stars. It's very rare that I give them 5 stars. And what I really appreciated about this book, and what I know you guys will appreciate, the communication in this book is so good. They communicate with each other.
I'm big fan.
Which is kind of ironic because he doesn't speak.
Okay.
You find out in the book why he doesn't speak, but he doesn't speak. But their communication is really, really great. And it was just a really good romance novel. However, it was long. It's almost like Things We Never Got Over. And I was kind of thinking, why in the world is this romance book so long? I did listen to it, so I think that helped a lot. But honestly, you guys, the reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because there was so much sex in this book. A little bit too much for me. And it kind of, there's certain words that are used that make me kind of like cringe.
Okay.
And they were used a lot in this book. And I couldn't give it 5 stars because it just, those scenes made me cringe a little bit too much. But
Just wasn't for you.
yeah, if you like healthy communication, maybe not healthy communication, but communication, read this book. It's good.
Cool.
I love it.
Okay, I'll start with this one.
Okay.
This one was like a 4.75. Kingdom of Ash.
Oh.
But I'm going to talk about it because I want to share all the things I loved about it. Genuinely.
This is
because
a really sore subject for Mikayla.
Yes. But I just want to say the only reason I did not give it 5 stars was because I just was not wowed by the ending. And it was because TikTok kind of ruined it for me. And so that's the only reason I couldn't give it 5 stars is because I was expecting, not saying that it's not like an epic ending, but I was, from the things I had heard about it on TikTok, I was like, oh, so like this, and I had seen some what I thought were spoilers in a way. And so I was coming up with all these like theories of things that I thought was going to happen, and then it just didn't happen. And so in my brain, I kind of had a higher expectation for the ending. So that was like so close to being 5 stars for me, but it was not. However, I loved absolutely everything else about that book. I cried a million times. It took me on a ride. I thought it was written so beautifully, and all of the characters in that book, I just want to hug them and kiss them on the lips. So, yeah. And I know I've talked about my thoughts of Throne of Glass, but I feel like I haven't shared enough good things about it, so I wanted to share things I loved. So,
just because smile. Me and Mikayla are going to respectfully disagree with you, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I would just like to say, I have 16 friends who have read it, and you're the only 4-star.
4.75. You had 16 friends?
Yep.
They all
read
give
it.
it 5 stars?
Mm-hmm.
What is its average?
It is
Honestly, I kind of love that I'm in the minority.
4.65.
That's incredible. How many out of how many reviews?
355,000. It's okay. It's fine. It makes me feel better that all my friends like it. Just not Reggie.
Like I said,
It's okay. I like to be different.
This is a sore subject.
That's why I was debating whether I should talk about this one or not. But,
It's okay.
you know, I will say that there have been a lot of DMs that we have received on our Instagram that are like, this message is for Reggie, saying that you guys felt the same as I felt while reading Throne of Glass, and I felt so validated, and I really appreciate your DMs. So
I didn't know we got those DMs.
Reggie's reading them for you, so you don't have to.
yeah.
I'm like, blocked. Just kidding. Oh, it's my turn. Okay. I don't know if I've talked about this on. Have I talked about
No.
The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams? This is my first. No, it wasn't my first sports romance because I read Icebreakers. But I genuinely love. Okay, here's why I think I like this book is because I listened to it. I know Kennedy did too, and the voice actors like really brought the characters to life. Like, I almost felt like I was watching a movie because they were that good.
He's one of my favorite voice actors.
I need to
for romance novels.
Do you know his name? I should probably figure it out.
No, but he's done I think 2 or 3 that I've listened to, and I really like him.
He's so good. I just was obsessed. It's an adult romance, but there's also like no spice. So I like a little spice, but this book didn't need it to be good for me. I know it's a hit or miss for some people, but I grew up playing sports, and so I feel like I could relate to these characters and the things that they were struggling with. And there's a certain part where I was just like straight up sobbing because I literally knew exactly how the character was feeling. And it's also a dual point of view. It's so cute. I just loved it. It was so fun. I don't know how you felt about it.
You recommended it to me, and once again, it was just one of those light, fluffy romance novels that I really needed in between. I think I was reading like thrillers. I just wanted something light and fluffy and fun, and that's exactly what the book was. I also rated it 4 stars.
Yeah.
It was really cute.
Yeah. It wasn't like perfect.
No. So it's only 4.
Yeah, it's only 4. So, yeah. I said what it was, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I'm feeling paranoid now that I'm just like explaining these books and not telling you what it is.
Okay, my next 4-star is Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. And this is the second book in the Villain series. And I loved Vicious, which is the first book, so much. Rated at 5 stars. I was obsessed with the main character. It was so good. And then I got to this one, and the main character in the first book is what I fell in love with, and kind of like the origin story. It's kind of like a superpowery vibe,
Yeah.
anti-hero series. And then in the second book, it's like the main character isn't even the main character anymore. There's like a completely different storyline. It's dual point of view, but you get a lot of this certain character that I couldn't have cared less about, and I just didn't love it as much. Also, it was really slow. That's what I feel. I feel like for me, V.E. Schwab's writing is very hit or miss. It was weird because Vicious was so fast paced, and then this one was kind of slow, like The Secret Life of Addie LaRue.
Okay.
And so it was just kind of like that slow burn, which I appreciate, but
Was it repetitive at all?
I don't kind of, but I don't remember like having a gripe with that. Also, it wasn't meant to be more than 2 books, I believe, but she decided V.E. Schwab's girl, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She is.
She decided to add on another book, and the ending of this book is so bad. I would have been royally pissed if this was the end of the series. But luckily there's another book. It's just we don't have a release date for it. So
Okay.
I was just disappointed. So it was
Yeah.
only 4 stars.
I remember you saying you were disappointed
Yeah,
after
it was sad.
finishing that book.
Vicious is good though. Honestly, you could probably read Vicious and end right there, and you'd be happy as a
Alright.
clam.
Are we gonna end on Reggie?
Yeah, Reggie's got one more.
I
She's
just
dying
have
to
one
share.
more. I don't know. I just like was scrolling and I noticed I gave this one 4 stars. I don't know if I've talked about this book, but it's a pretty popular book. Gone Girl.
Oh,
Have we talked about this on the podcast?
No, I don't think
No,
you
I
have.
don't think-
Have you read it?
No,
Mikayla?
I haven't.
I kind of feel like Mikayla might really like it.
It's insane.
Really?
It's a little bit vulgar. That's one thing I didn't love about it. But I mean, I was reading. I know Kennedy listened to it, and so that was like hard for her because she listened to it. I sometimes when I'm reading, I just go past it, but I remember being like, "Whoa, this is kind of a lot." Seriously, loved the book so much. Hated the ending. Hated the ending.
I'm gonna post your
And
face.
I
on
know some
TikTok.
people have mixed opinions on the way it ends, but I was so pissed off. And then I watched the movie right after I finished the book. And I just, the whole time I was watching the movie, just hoping that it was going to be a different ending. And it wasn't. It was still the same ending. But
Are you trying to figure out the ending?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how it ends. Hold on.
I wish I could remember the characters. It's Amy and
I can only think of the actor that plays Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Did you like listening to it or no, Kennedy? Because you read it physically.
Yes.
Yeah, I did like listening to it. It's just like really, really vulgar.
Really vulgar.
Yeah, really vulgar.
Yeah, I would read it.
Okay.
But it is wild.
Because there's something about like listening versus reading. Like reading doesn't bother me. I don't know. Oh, that's the ending. I just
Yes.
forgot. I just Googled it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
now
I
I'm
know
curious.
there's one person I know that's read it that she really liked the ending.
Sorry, it's my
So-
fault. I haven't read it.
It's okay. I wouldn't want to spoil it for anyone listening too. So if you like thrillers, that's like a good page turner and has you guessing the whole book, takes you on a wild ride. It's very good. I don't know how to really explain the book
I don't
It's
feel
a-
like you can without
about
Oh,
a
here you
woman
go.
who goes
Yeah.
missing.
Yeah. And
Her husband is like the number one suspect.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more than that. Just go maybe watch the movie trailer. And then maybe that will give you a taste for the book. The movie, I actually really liked the movie.
see, I didn't.
You didn't like the
I fell
movie?
asleep.
Oh, interesting.
But did you watch the movie first?
No, I watched the movie second.
Maybe it was just like Kyle's also watching it with me, and he's. Not
I just thought it
into
had a pretty good cast. The girl who plays Amy is the girl that we were talking about casting as Verity.
Rosamund Pike.
Rosamund Pike. Love her. She's so good. So
And Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, Neil Patrick Harris.
Huh?
Yeah.
I didn't get that far, obviously.
Yeah. It's a good one. It's a good one. So
Yeah, Mikayla, you gotta read it.
I'm intrigued.
I wanna know if that's like a thriller you find interesting.
Good.
And good. Yeah.
yeah, maybe you would like the ending.
It's honestly, it's probably up there as one of my favorite thrillers for sure.
Same.
Like
Ooh.
Silent Patient, Gone Girl. When I think of thrillers that
Mhm.
I really enjoyed.
I might have to because a lot of thrillers have been.
Yeah,
They're
it's
all
a twisty one.
predictable. They're all
I
predictable, but this
know.
one. I mean, you also predicted Silent Patient though, and we told you never would. So
I literally did.
you get a gold
That
star
is
for that.
one my fame. My
Your claim to fame.
my claim to fame is I totally guessed it.
You're good because I had no idea.
Well, it's only because of the no show.
Okay.
That's
I
the
can
only
see.
reason I figured it out.
Well, there's our 4-star reads. You get not obviously all of our 4-star reads, just
A few.
yeah.
A few. A select few.
And now we have a very exciting announcement. Who's gonna say it?
What I don't know what we're saying about it.
I don't know either.
We're dropping merch.
I think I just blew
But
up
it's
the
gonna be
speaker.
really fun merch. We don't really have a release date yet, so that's
No.
why we can't really. I wish we could say
more.
go pre-order right now. But yeah, we got our final designs back, and it's gonna be so fun.
They're
So fun.
They're cute. We're excited.
So excited.
We love the colors. We love the designs, and hopefully you guys will too.
Yeah, so stay tuned to our Instagram. Probably more updates on our Instagram than our TikTok, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll be posting.
We'll be doing. Should I say this? We'll be doing a Is that what it's called? Pre-order. When they do release, and it will be for a limited time. So we'll
Grab
keep
it
you
while you can.
updated, and we'll definitely be repping them, so you'll be able to see what they look like. Hopefully, we'll have an update with you for you. Hopefully, we have an update for you in the next few episodes on exact dates.
Yes.
So
Keep your eyes peeled. We're really excited.
Can't wait. All right.
And that's this week's episode.
yeah.
See you next Wednesday.
Bye.